morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everybody. Today is Monday. It's Memorial Day. So I know that some of y'all are asleep. I sent some text messages. I posted this in a few groups. But you know what? One thing about me is I do my best to be consistent. So I get up in the mornings. I'm going to go exercise. I haven't exercised yet today, but I'm getting ready to go to after this live. And I know how important it is to just be consistent. One thing about going to the gym that makes it easy for me is because discipline kicks in when I don't feel like it kicks on too. Like, oh, I don't feel like going today, but discipline has already kicked in, right? So, this for me is also part of the discipline that I want to adopt in my life. There will be days when I can't show up, but hopefully somebody else will step in for me. So, hey everyone, I'm Montina. That's my real name, just Montina. And I'm so happy that you're here because I really am on a mission to help women get and stay married. Make your first marriage your last marriage. Make your second marriage your last marriage. If you're in it, make your third marriage your last marriage. Basically, whatever marriage you're in, just make it your last marriage because it's the same poo poo, different toilet. I created this Happy Wife Project and also to help women. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Peace, shalom to you as well, neighbor. And I also created this because I do want to help women attract the love they desire and deserve. So there's two parts to that. I am doing this because marriage does require support. And I'm actually going to talk a little bit more in depth about why marriages require support, especially for women. We need to help each other. Thank you for being here, y'all. 50% of marriages, first marriages, end in divorce. 67% of second marriages end in divorce, and 73% of third marriages end in divorce. And that's if you're crazy enough to do it three times. Only 5% of people that have ever been married are crazy enough to do it a third time. And my husband and I are part of the crazy folks that have done it three times. And it's funny because I own a company. And one of the things that I think it's on either my LinkedIn or somewhere, but I used to say I'm one of the crazy ones. So I guess I really spoke that into existence because I do believe in the power of the tongue. I do. I truly believe in that. So I must have spoken that into existence. Shame on me. And I'm doing this because 80% to put it into a practical manner. 80% of the time in a relationship, it is going to be heaven on earth. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be blissful. It's going to be romantic. He's going to provide everything that you need mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. 20% is not. And that's just a reality. Like, we can't argue with facts. Like, these are numbers. People talking about, and no one should be shaming you because you're on a marriage support call. That's why I call it the Happy Wife Project. Who does not want a happy wife? Happy wife, happy life, happy spouse, happy house. Who doesn't want that? So no one should be shaming folks. These people online are just so weird. That's why I don't have social media except for LinkedIn and YouTube. I just don't. I just don't have the I really don't think that I have the what is it? My thermometer for just mess is so high that I just really don't want to play in the sandbox with people all day long that are just not telling the truth. So that's why I do this. And I talk about fellowship and faith. I don't care where you go. Prior to me even going to the Christian church, you all know I don't really identify technically as a Christian because I don't believe there's one way into heaven, but that's a whole nother conversation. But for the purposes of the cause, I go to church. But I've gone to Hindu temples. I would go anywhere to find peace. I need you guys to go someplace where you're fellowshipping with your faith so that you can find that peace that it is that you need, however that looks for you. But for me, I'm here in Jacksonville, Florida, visiting with my daughters and my granddaughter, son in law's future son in law. And I went to Impact Church. And one of the things he was talking about there, and yes, y'all, I take notes. Like, I take this very, very seriously. And hello, hello, hello. Yes, yes, power of life, and that's most certainly in our tongues. And the pastor was talking about Pastor George, the finish line. Now, to give you all just some kind of perspective, I lived in Jacksonville for 10 years, lived here for 10 years, moved in 2010 to Atlanta. But I, prior for those 10 years, went to a church here, but I visited this church. So to see that when the waves, when I put it in, it was taking me to the mall. I was like, this is the mall. And they have a new church. So it's so nice to go in there, see people, see how the churches evolve. Whereas there was another church I was thinking about going to, and I passed by because we were at the beach yesterday. And I was like, wow, this church is empty. What happened? The pastor had passed away and there was no succession plan. So I've been gone now from Jacksonville for 14 years. So a lot can happen. A lot, I'm telling you, when you go through life, you'll go back 14 years, go back 10 years. People's lives look different. People's bodies look different. People's marriages look different. People's businesses look different. So I'm one of those people, I pay attention to father time. So pay attention to time in your life. But he says, he was talking about the 19 characteristics for the last days. And he said, we want to be salt and light. Salt preserves, we're the preserving agent in the world. Light, we're giving people direction and sharing God's word. And then he talked about what I talk about. Happiness is fleeting, y'all. Happiness is based on circumstances. So you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. And that's what happens in marriage. Up and down, and up and down. People talk about, I'm happily married. Yeah, but you haven't been for the whole time. I don't know why there's not truth. There's not more truth as it relates to marriage. But joy is constant. It's a force of the spirit. That's why I say the joy of the Lord is our strength. And he says that there are people in this world right now that are brutal, they're vicious, they're untamed, they are savage, fierce, cruel, merciless. And we're living in a time where people are vicious. The last days, people are going to be headstrong, filled with stubborn people that won't listen to correction, will not receive correction. And the main emotion of the last days will be regret. But he said, what does the Spirit of God produce? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, and self control. And that's for us as married women. What does the Spirit of God produce in our lives, in our marriages, in us? And I know because some of y'all on the call are here to support me and support the other women, and I would love for y'all to participate and join me on the calls or in the chat. I have a link. Go to visit me at justmontina@gmail.com. You can join me live. But I looked at this and I said, okay, God, I can produce love, excuse me, joy, peace, patience, yes, kindness, goodness. Now, 100% of the time, no, we're not God. We're small gods in this life, but we're not God. But this is what we want to produce in our lives and in our marriage. We want peaceful marriages. We want loving marriages, enjoyment to provide that respect for Him. And again, the last days, people are going to be headstrong. And remember what we talked about in Joyce Myers. Some of your husbands, some of our husbands, I'll say our, mine included, are demonically possessed. And how do I know? Well, our enemy Satan attempts to defeat us with strategy and deceit through well laid plans and deliberate deception. Deliberate deception. And some of the things that the pastor described with last days headstrong, stubborn people, these are really traits. If you start studying narcissistic personality disorder or narcissists, these are the traits. These are the traits that they possess. Possession. So there are two ways to learn example and experience. So I'm trying to provide some very clear from my experiences and other women as well. So again, I wanted to make sure I shared my notes. God will always give us a chance to fix things. And he says Satan never gives the full picture, only a preview. So again, when I was sitting there on the beach and talking with my oldest daughter and everyone, we have a bunch of friends there. And I said, man, this should have been me and their father. 3 kids with their father. Should have been us at this beach. It should have been us with our grandkids. It should have been us. So Satan gives you the preview, but not the full picture. So that's one of the things I want you to think about in your marriage, especially y'all in first marriages, second marriages with these kids. There's a lot to think about 20 and 30 years later when you're looking at all these grandchildren and there's a mess in these families. So with your marriage, like I said, make it your last, take it seriously. And a reason again for support groups, I looked up Alcoholic Anonymous and some of their why are they people still going and they're not alcoholics or they don't continue to have DUIs. Well, there are promises for AA. They're there because they want that new freedom and happiness. They don't want people to show up to an empty room. They don't want people to regret the past. They want to have a comprehend the word serenity, where our word is joy. They will know peace no matter how far the scale they've gone. They can see how their experience can benefit others. My experiences benefit you. The feeling of uselessness and self pity disappears. They lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in their fellow people. Their self seeking will slip away. Their whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and economic insecurity leaves. They intuitively know how to handle situations which baffle them, and they suddenly realize that God is doing for them what they couldn't do for themselves. I mean, anyone can flip that into any support group for anything. I've never even been an alcoholic, and none. I mean, I'm a one drink drunk, is what I say. One drink, y'all, I'm done. I'm like, yesterday, my daughter made homemade wine, and I'm sitting there like they're doing karaoke, and I'm like, she's like, Mom, sleepy. I was like, oh my goodness, yes. But that's the benefit of support groups. That's the benefit of us having each other. Realizing you're not alone, expressing your feelings, learning helpful information, improve social skills, gaining hope, reducing stress, increase self understanding, helping others. So, again, this is for you. This is for married women. You're not here because something's wrong in your marriage. And it might be here because everything's right in your marriage. You want to fine tune it. You might be here because you are going through some things. Some of you all are dealing with some narcissists, and I know it. I know you are because I talk to you. And instead of being kind about it, like I told a friend yesterday, you got to put your foot on the devil's neck and say, not me, not here, go someplace else. You're not going to ruin my marriage. You're not going to ruin my life. You're not going to go 20 years forward and ruin my grandkids and my kids' lives because you are a liar. You are the father of lies. Get out my house. We got to put our foot on his neck. So, battlefield of the mind, expect to receive, expect. And she talked about Isaiah. Therefore, the Lord waits, expecting, looking, and longing to be gracious to you. God wants to be gracious to you and to me. Therefore, he lifts himself up that he may have mercy on you and show loving kindness to you. For the Lord is a God of justice. You have to remember these things. That's why I say God is faithful. I don't run around here talking about God is good, God is good. He is the God of justice. Don't think justice is not going to come your way, sis. Blessed, happy, fortunate to be envied. Know that word and the meanings behind it. Blessed, happy, fortunate to be envied are all those who earnestly wait for him, who expect and look and long for him, his victory, his favor, hhis love, his peace, his joy, his matchless, unbroken companionship. Isaiah 30:18. That's the passage I read. And it's become one of Joyce's favorite scriptures. I think that might become one of mine too. If you meditate on it, it will bring great hope. In it, God is saying that He is looking for someone to be gracious to, but it cannot be someone with a sour attitude and a negative mind. It must be someone who is expecting, looking, and longing for God to be good or great to him or her, to us, to our marriages, to our lives, to our husbands, to our children, to our grandchildren, to our great grandchildren. When I pray, I said, to God, my bloodline, my lineage in perpetuity, every bloodline, every child that's born of a child, that's born of a child, that's born of me, God, let them be blessed. So I'm expecting it. Be in great expectation for things to go great. I do know in some instances there are some mental health disorders where there's no hope for them, but there's hope for you. There's hope for us. There's hope for you. There's joy for you. There's hope for you. Okay, so anyways, our hobbies, our habits, and talking about our successes. You are successful. You know, make sure that you have a hobby, sis. Like I paint. I had lunch yesterday with one of my girlfriends here in Jacksonville, and we were, I took my book in because we were talking about unicorns and rainbows and fun, and we were catching up. And I prioritize my happiness. I have like a whole list of things that make me happy that sometimes I write in my journal. She's like, sis, you got all them things. I need to do that. Think about the things that make you happy. And these are some of my habits, hobbies, things that make me happy. But remember, happy is up and down, it's fleeting. But the joy of the Lord is our strength, but it's still important. So again, the joy. I want you to write in the comments something that gives you strength. Write the joy, what gives you strength. And then self-care versus self-maintenance. Your self-care, which I'm getting ready to go do my self-maintenance, which is I'm getting ready to just go walk along outside here in the just I'm gonna go walk. I'm not gonna say where I'm gonna walk, but spiritual, mental, emotional, physical. What are you doing for you? I'm going to listen to my pastor in Atlanta's message. So it's going to give me some time to walk outside. Remember, you need friends. We need each other. You need fellowship. You need another woman. Talk unicorns and rainbows. And I also want to talk about, again, I like the power of the word, praise, and prayer. But we have to make this practical when we're dealing with our marriages and relationships. The practical side of this is this: do the small things in your marriage. Everyone talks about the big things. Make sure you're having sex with your husband, which I don't know why you guys wouldn't be. Well, yes, I do. If you're not feeling the admiration, affection, and all of those things, you probably don't feel like it. But it's not always based on feelings for us because it's never based on feelings. It's not often based on feelings for him. I don't want to use an absolute, but the small things. So, when my husband and I have challenges, I write notes. I write love notes to him pretty much every day, Monday through Friday, and he comes home and there's a note on a post-it, and then his ice water's there because he drives to Warner Robins. So he drives about an hour, 15 minutes from home and back and forth, each way, one way. And it's just my way of showing appreciation. But there's days where I haven't written notes and he notices. So even if I really don't have anything to say per se that's just like super amazing, I just put I love you. That's it. I love you is enough. I love you. I love you. So sis, think about the small things that you used to do and ask yourself if you're still doing it. I know one wife, she said she used to put toothpaste on her husband's toothbrush. I thought, oh my God, that's so sweet. Like my husband, he's not like that. He wouldn't, he's just not like that. But what are the small things that you used to do that you should continue doing that show him how much you appreciate and love him? Because again, remember these men, they want appreciation, they want to feel special, they want some control. Now, if they go to the extreme on it, that's when the NPD, the narcissist part comes in. But what can you do that is small? Also, I did want to share something. We were doing karaoke last night, and they were like, Mom, do you have a song?" And I like Beyonce. I have her in my playlist for the gym. And one of the songs that came up was "Ring the Alarm." And if you've never seen the lyrics for this, I want you to really think about the lyrics for this. Now, I'm not going to do them all, but she talks about another woman. Now, we don't know, these songs and lyrics and all of what's true and what's not. But there's a reality for a lot of people. When she says here, "Ring the alarm. I've been through this too long, but I'll be damned if I see another chick on your arm. Won't you ring the alarm? I've been through this too long, but I'll be damned if I see another chick on your arm. She gonna be rocking the chinchilla coast if I let you go. Getting the house off the coast if I let you go. She gonna take everything I own if I let you go. I can't let you go. Damn if I let you go. She gonna rock the VVS stones if I let you go. In the back of the rolls if I let you go. She gonna profit everything I taught if I let you go. I can't let you go. Damn if I let you go. Tell me, how should I feel when I know what I know? And my female intuition telling me you're a dog. People told me about the flames. I couldn't see through the smoke. When I need answers, accusations, what you mean you gonna choke? You can't stay. You gotta go. Ain't no other chick spinning your dough. This is taking a toll the way the story unfolds. Like a picture perfect movie everyone would have saw. And I'm sharing this because you need to think about these lyrics. Okay, Beyonce was you need to think about these lyrics. What's she gonna rock if you let him go? Get in the house off the coast if you let him go. She gonna take everything you own if you let him go because of them 6 days out the month. 80-20 rule. 24 days out the month are heaven on earth, and 6 days it's gonna be that's the period month. I don't know what's going on. Okay, your marriages, whatever. But the truth and the reality are the facts are the facts. The numbers are the numbers. They don't lie. I'm a numbers person, they don't lie. So listen, okay, think these things through. I want you to be happily married, but the happiness is up to you, sis. It's up to me, sis. The joy of the Lord is our strength. Happiness is fleeting. Do what you need to do to take your self care and your self maintenance, but in making it practical. Okay, I'm gonna leave you with that. Okay. But she said, ring the alarm. She's been through this too long, but she'll be damned if she sees another chick on your arm. No weapon formed against you shall prosper because the joy of the Lord is your strength. Put your foot on that enemy's neck and don't take it up. I want you to have a happy house, happy spouse, happy wife, happy life. And I just want you to be in a beautiful marriage. So encourage another woman, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining. All right, y'all, I got to exit out. Oh, wait, let me show y'all where I'm at. They put me on the top floor here in Jacksonville. Yeah, I'm on 16 in the Marriott. So I don't see the beach. No, y'all, I'm not at the beach. The Jacksonville Jazz Festival was going on this weekend. So I am here and I am getting ready to go out and enjoy it. And let me read some of your comments. Let me see. Oh, one of y'all dealing with narcissism. That's tough. Yeah, you dealing with. Okay. Reach out to me. Let me share some things with you. Genuine love is important. Yeah, there's this. Yeah, narcissism is tough, sis. And I hate that you're dealing with it because it is one of the disorders that there is no cure for. Like, there's no hope. There's no cure. Like, you can't even pretend there is hope because if you go to a therapist, they'll tell you that narcissists are the absolute one of those, like sociopaths. They're the worst disorder trait because they don't change. But you can. There's things that you can do to help you weather the storms. And I know women that have. There are things that you can do to weather the storms. So again, thanks y'all for joining me. Good morning. Moment of silence too for Memorial Day. Those that have lost those in the family from the military. My husband's military, retired. My son's in the military. So prayers for all of you. But again, the joy of the Lord is your strength. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Leave me a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Bye.